So you want to illustrate a picture book. All right, that's awesome, right? It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. You get to spend days arting. The problem is that you get to spend days creating art that you are happy with. And sometimes, like with all projects, your the shiny wears off of the whole thing, and you find yourself a little bored or distracted by other projects. Okay, no problem. The first thing that you need to do before you even get started on this is figure out your why. Why do you want to illustrate a children's book? Are you looking to create something for your own kids? That's how I started. I had no intention of ever going past, let's make cute little books for my boys, who are now grown. But, at the time they were small, and it was great, and it was fun. And somehow or other that transformed into something that has brought me to stepping way outside of my comfort zone and making videos to post on YouTube. The journey changes. It just does. And you need to know why you are doing what you're about to do. So that is the very first thing that I think that is really important to do before you even start getting set up for how to go about making a children's book, how to go about planning your illustrations, how to go about planning the setup, the layout, and everything else. Before you even come up with an idea for the book, you need to know why you want to create it. So for me, all of the books that I do have a personal tie. They are created for someone or for a group of people, mostly my family. I love my family. They're wonderful. I have two amazing grown children who eventually, hopefully, maybe will have children of their own. If not, okay, no problem. I have wonderful niece. I have great cousins, and heck, even my husband plays into this. So you need to know why you are wanting to do this, because life gets in the way, and it's very easy to put a longer term project down. It's, if you don't have a reason to do it. Chances are your initial reason is not going to be because I have a contract to do this work. Chances are your initial reason right now, especially with everyone being on the stay-at-home order thing, is going to be, this sounds like a great idea. This sounds like something that will really help me be creative and put something out in the world that I can be proud of. And that is an amazingly good idea. It's a great reason to want to create something. Don't ever belittle that. Just because you are not looking at initially stepping into the, I want to illustrate in order to make money, don't think that that makes the reason that you want to create this book any smaller. On the money thing, chances are, like most creatives, like me, you are probably not going to draw the, I am going to be a very successful artist right out of the gate, and I'm going to sell many, many books, and I am going to have my name on lists of things that people should read. Probably that is not going to happen. That's another issue entirely. It has a lot to do with marketing. It has a lot to do with, you know, what you are creating, who you are creating it for, and how you get it out into the world. Completely separate topic. Maybe we'll go into that one day. Maybe we won't. I'm probably not the best person to talk to about it because marketing is not my strong point. I mean, my marketing skills have leprosy. No lie. I mean, I'm bad. But that's okay, because again, here I am taking another step in my creative journey by adding in getting over camera shyness, getting over all of my concerns about, you know, creating video and putting it out there, and knowing that, you know, probably some people aren't going to like it. Okay, that's fine. No problem. But anyway, back to the book. If you are wanting to create this book, you also need to know that it may change along the journey. You know, you might have this great solid idea right now, and you know exactly how it's going to go, and you get started, and then it changes. No problem. No problem. This right here, this was the beginning of my journey into creating a book. It was just for my children. It was a story that I added to, you know, a series of short stories about a very, very small dragon named Fiddlebug and his friends and the adventures that they have. I told this story to my children at night while their father was overseas working, as a way to form a sense of stability, something that always happened every night. They were young. It was important. And then they wanted me to start retelling stories that we had already told. And I don't know if you're a parent or not, but let me tell you, you can't remember what you told them 3 weeks ago on this wonderful story that you're creating, but they know if you get the details wrong. They just know. I mean, they can be 4 years old and tell you all about how you got it wrong. It's just how it is. So I figured, okay, well, maybe I should write this down. So I did, you know, and that way I had a reference for where to go back to and tell this story. Then they wanted to see them. You know, they wanted to see the characters. They wanted to have the pictures because pictures are wonderful. I mean, pictures take that black and white world of words and they give a reference point for a child's imagination, or an adult, for the imagination to jump off of, so that you can create this entire world in your head. So let's just find a page. So I started creating pictures to go with my words, which I basically just, you know, used rubber cement to add to the book. Awesome, right? You know, I mean, this just should have been what every kid wants. Yeah. Except for, you know what every kid wants? Every kid wants every other kid to see their book. That's the page. Yeah. You can tell I'm great at this video thing, huh? So anyway, I write the story. I happen to know that this story is not in a traditional picture book, children's book sort of setup. This is not what you're going to go to the shelves and pluck out at the library for your 5-year-old. There's a lot of words, a whole lot of words. So I knew that sending it off to a publisher was probably not going to be my best bet. I was probably not going to find an agent. I was probably not going to find a publisher. So, you know, after I tried to blow it off and not put it any further. This is your book. I'm working on your book. And by the way, just so everybody knows, remember how I said the shiny wears off? I have a lot of illustrations to do. Haven't gotten there. Okay. One day, it's going to be fine. Going to be fine. So, I found a Vanity Press. Now, there's a lot of things that people say about vanity presses. They are the right choice in certain circumstances, not all circumstances, and they are expensive. You need to have the money to put into your project before you look into choosing one. I had it at the time. It's fine. This is the product of my adventure with the Vanity Press. Ta-da! And I use this book a lot, and I'm proud of this book. I have no problems at all with this book, except that when I needed to order more, the expense was high, and also promoting sales was a little problematic, because when you're looking at going with a separate publisher, you are also looking at, most people shop on Amazon. Well, Amazon wants their percentage. The printer wants their percentage. You want something. By the time everything is said and done, this book here gets incredibly expensive for purchase. It's hard for me to sell this book. So I did eventually transfer over to Create Space and KDP on Amazon just for that purpose, and also to get my other books all in one place. We won't go into sales. You would cry for me. You would just cry. Anyway, but what you need to know, and the purpose of this whole little spiraling story here, is that this was my plan. This was my plan. If I ever had a plan in the beginning, this was my plan. This, and then later on a smaller book, which I don't know where my copy is. I have one. I have multiples. I just don't know where I put it. That's what it turned into. Be okay with that. You need to be okay with the plan changing as you go forward, because it might go to a better place. It might become something new and different that you can really be proud of, and that will give you a stepping stone for if you ever want to do this again. So that is my advice before we even get started. I hope it helps. Let me know, and I will talk to you about how to begin planning your book in the next video.